Hey, hi Ashok. Um,
Hi, Rohini.
Thank you for doing this session.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me for this session. Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
it's to you, however you want to take the presentation.
Okay. First of all, I introduce myself. So from there, we will start one by one. Okay.
Yeah,
And for myself, I'm Ashok. I'm based out of Italy. I moved to Italy for my studies, and I completed my master's from Politecnico di Milano. After finishing my studies, I took up a career in supply chain management. Basically, I started working in a domain of chemical manufacturing and distribution. Later, I moved to more how to say where I got the possibility to see digital side of the enterprises by working with Leroy Merlin Italy. And after that, after a brief experience of 5 years, then I decided to start my business entrepreneurial journey in Italy. So from that, I have acquired some skill set, and I did some mistakes, and I have learned a lot going through these 3 years. So I'm gonna briefly share how it is going to be if anybody wants to start their own initiatives in EU. That would this session will helpful for them.
okay.
So
That-
yeah, so let's start with basically why only Italy. Okay. So basically, why Italy is good for business? It will become a single gateway to access more than 27 countries, and also you will get when you start business in Italy, and you will get right away to 450 million consumers across EU. And also Italy, specifically Italy doesn't have any barriers to do the trade with other European nations. For example, some countries have some restrictions even inside EU, but Italy doesn't have any such regulations from other EU countries. And this is the first thing why someone who wants to start their business in Italy. Okay. Then, coming to Italy, has deep expertise from the industrial perspective. Italy has been doing well from manufacturing and fashion and retail, food and beverage and automotive companies. It's home at the same time. They have the capabilities, and also Italy is promoting these companies' growth by putting a lot of efforts into the innovation, and also it's supporting the companies which are already established, and also it is giving the possibility to new startups in the manufacturing domain and also tech domain by giving more incentives. It is yes,
I have a question here. Is it
yes,
when
Rohini.
you said putting money into innovation? Is it like grants or loans? What kind of money is coming
Yeah,
in?
it's that's the right question actually. It's they are putting more efforts by giving grants in the form of grants. That means discounted grants. So if you get any grant, you don't need to pay back the money which you have been allocated. At the same time, there will be some discounted grants. That means here we call it as fondo perduto. That means 80% of the grant you don't need to pay back. Only 20% you have to pay. These kind of incentives they are giving. And also, for example, here we have mentioned about Industry 4.0 and Industry 5.0. These are the new grants which are allocated to production companies majorly, and who adopts to new tech. That means so far they have been following traditional approaches. I mean, they have been using spreadsheets, Excel, and some traditional tools to do planning and activities, right? So government is giving a chance to digitalize their whole production floor. Even not only production, I'm taking an example from here from the production point of view, But in every industry, if they want to digitalize digital transformation project, if they want to digitalize internally their all business process, government is allocating these grants.
Okay.
Yeah. And moving to the next, and first of all, whoever wants to start their business in Italy, first of all, if somebody is living like me in Italy, he won't be having any problems because his documentation will be perfect. He will be having all the documents, I mean, tax codes, and also he will be aware of how the bureaucracy works inside the Italy. And basically I think this is better if we touch more about founders who wants to start their entrepreneurial journey in Italy remotely. Okay, first of all, founders who wants to start their business in Italy have to select their activities based on that activities. Here we have codice di Ateco. Codice di Ateco means activity code basically. For example, I personally we I found this startup called Infair, right? Infair operates in tech domain. So my codice di Ateco, my activity code is something 62.0000, something like this.
And they
Okay,
can
so
select
like that,
the
if
codes. Sorry.
no, I didn't get it, Rohini. Sorry.
Um, so while creating the company itself, like in
Mm-hmm.
any country, we define the
Right.
industry. The same way
Right.
they have to define the industry and the activities company is going to do.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. So first of all, whoever wants to do, then first they have to see, they have to check with the local registry. I mean, either Chamber of Commerce, or they can approach also Chamber of Commerce to check what are the activities listed under one particular industry, so that they will be aware, they won't do any mistakes. This is a very crucial step before proceeding to the next steps. This is very important because sometimes they make mistakes. Yeah.
Okay, so when someone from outside is trying to create a company in Italy, they'll not
Hmm.
have the language or the websites. They don't know much about it, right? So
uh, mhm.
easy it is to is it easy to go through those websites and create on their own, or is it better to go with an agency?
Oh yeah, we are gonna touch those parts in the next slide. Yeah,
Okay.
anyways, that's
Okay.
that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
So here we will touch about we call what are the different setups they can select. Based on
Mhm.
that, we can discuss. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
First, the people who are living in Italy have three ways basically. They have all the documents ready, so they can directly approach a, we call it as commercialista. It is kind of similar to CA in other countries, chartered accountant. They are aware of what kind of activities comes under what which sectors, and which setup will be suitable for your activity. And for example, here we have mentioned about partita IVA. Okay, these setups are mostly common for both who are living in Italy and also who wants to start from abroad. So it's the same process. So partita IVA is nothing but just it gives you the possibility to operate as a freelancer. And after that partita IVA, there is SRLS, simplified LLC, simplified limited liability company. And the next one is SRL. This is more like private limited company, I can say. So here we can, the founders who are living abroad can start their activities by staying in remote location. But here the main thing is they have to go through lot of procedures. First of all, they have to identify themselves. Then they have to, after deciding the activity codes and everything, with the activity code selection, they have to talk to the commercialista, like I said, CA, say they will help them. After that, they have to talk to the notary public, who is going to help them to what we call no incorporate their company. Then there will be legal advisors. They are very helpful to establish a company being in remote, because a single person cannot start his own company in 100% remote. The answer is yes and somewhat no also, because you must delegate your powers to someone, some agency or legal advisor who is going to be operate on his behalf.
Does that person need to be Italian citizen, or is it okay if it is just Italian resident with a different?
Italian residence would be fine.
That's
There is no need to be Italian citizen.
okay. That's good.
Yes, yes. And here there is one more way. The founders who are um, interested to move to Italy. So there is a scheme called investor visa, startup visa. We call it as startup visa. But the only limitation is they have to prove their capabilities. I mean, in terms of financials and in terms of their idea. I mean, Italian government allocates the startup visas to those who wants to innovate, innovate in tech domain or in production domain or whatever domain they take, they want to operate. First of all, they will evaluate his or her idea in terms of innovation perspective. Then the founder must show 50,000 euros in his account, not in his account, maybe in the company account. Then after evaluating, after clear evaluation, they are going to give him the permission. I mean, they will release one document called nulla osta. So basically, this is a clearance certificate. With that, he can file for visa. Once he is granted the visa, he can move to Italy and he can start his own activities here. These are the three. These are the two ways. And also, like we have discussed, in the remote setup strategy, it's very important. Here we can see the founder's satellite visual. For example, international founder, we keep him in the middle. Then he must be able to communicate with notary public, legal advisors, and consultants, company formation consultants, and commercialista accountants, CS. Right. So what they do, agency will help him to obtain the codice fiscale, that is called as tax code, and also they will help him in preparing the documents to incorporate his company. At the same time, notary public, what they do, they will I think here notary public will create what we call articles of association and memorandum of articles, right? These are the two kind of documents which we have back in India. So the same sort of documentation will be done by notary, as attested by the notary public. Then after clearing all this document, commercialista will help you to register your partita IVA. That means company's tax code, and it will be certified by the Chamber of Commerce. That is called as this Chamber of Commerce registration. Then once your company setup is done, then they will communicate to the Chamber of Commerce that this founder is activated his company. Yeah, yeah, Rohini.
So this is all like how much time it takes, and is it all
Uh,
the same cost?
mhm. I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Here it's gonna take comparatively. If someone who lives in India, in Italy, like me, then it will take hardly 3 weeks.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's gonna take, I think, 3 to 6 weeks. 3 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 to 6 weeks. So these are the things we have discussed about the Italian startup visa, right? This is the pathway. Basically, like we have discussed, this startup visa scheme is for non-EU citizens who are more interested to incorporate their company inside the Italy, and they have to show 50,000 euros of funds to be eligible for this scheme, and also they have to prepare all the documentation which clearly defines their innovative element in their projects. Then visa startup visa committee will evaluate their documentation and business case, and they will release the nulla osta. Like we discussed, this is the nulla osta. This is the clearance certificate, let's say, approval. Then they will approach the Italian consulate in their respective countries. Then they will, once the visa has been granted, they will move to Italy, and it will be valid for 1 year. Okay, this is the one interesting fact which we are going to talk is virtual offices. Here in Italy also we have virtual offices, and this is I think this is the best thing to do in the initial, in the beginning. Who wants to operate in remote, then this is a good thing. There are a couple of companies, not companies, I would say couple of agencies are offering. uh, there is a company called Changes something, I couldn't remember the name, but they are offering these services. They will give you registered business addresses, and they will handle all your mails. They will provide you administrative support. And also, if you want access to the meeting rooms, virtual meeting rooms, they also arrange those. And also, not only for remote founders, and for us also, this is a good thing, because initially in Italy the startup means you have to spend a lot, right? um, Physical address, physical space will come secondary, will come secondary.
See, I
Just you
can,
need a. Mhm.
I personally think giving these kind of addresses is good because I don't want to share my personal address because these
Right.
records are public. So I don't want to give my home address. Um, so in that case, at least in UK, it's very visible to everybody.
Mhm. Right.
So in that context, even who are in Italy, they can still use this kind of services.
Exactly, exactly. Even I'm thinking to do the same thing, because for me also it's capital expensive, right? So, and also these guys will manage everything for me. So this is a good option. This virtual option is the best in the beginning. And down the line, if you want to start, if you are offering, and also these things are work for this thing works for only people who are operating in tech domain. That means there is no necessity of having a physical office in the location. If they want to start any manufacturing related thing, or in some other domain, there will be some regulations they have to be keep in mind before going for the virtual office. Thanks for reminding me, Rohini. This thing is very important.
Okay.
This virtual office thing is also changes based on the domain and their activity. Yes, now the interesting thing is the cost. Everyone will always think about how much is gonna cost to establish a company, right? Here there are we have discussed about freelancers with Partita IVA and simplified LLC, SRLS in Italy. SRL is the standard one, okay? And among these three setups, SRL is recognized because this is the standard setup, and also it's most credible one. I mean, from the investor point of view or from customer point of view, if they hear this name SRL or SRL, basically SRL, then it gives you a competitive edge compared to the SRLS and Partita IVA.
Okay.
Okay, and Partita Eva is only for solo consultants. I mean, who wants to work as a freelancers can go for Partita Eva. It doesn't cost much. It's gonna cost approximately not even thousand. It's below thousand. In these days, there is a lot of competition in the market, and they reduce the prices. It's around let's say, to open the Partita IVA and operate, it's gonna cost around 360 euros, let's say 360 to 400. And there will be some costs to be paid to the government if you register as a company. Under this freelancer thing also, you can register yourself as a company. Then cost will be increased. In that case, that will be 1000 to 200 2000. Okay. And for the Partita IVA, we don't need any capital. Just you can start. And liability protection, there is no liability protection because it's a freelancer, right? So from the scalability point of view, it's not scalable, let's say. It's
So I have a
very low.
question there. For outside people, they can't
Right?
register as freelancer, right?
No.
It's not applicable for the outside people. It might be useful just only for the people who is already in there.
Yeah, who are based out of Italy.
Yeah.
Right, you're right. For the outside people, I think they better go for SRL. I would suggest SRL will be the better option. But here is the catch. For example, SRLS, who wants to migrate to, not say, I don't want to say migrate, just whoever wants to open their subsidiary branch or any new startup thing, if they want to move to Italy, then it's, I would say that SRL would be the better option. Because here I will give you the main differentiation pointer here between SRLS and SRL. SRLS is the limited simplified LLC company, but it is not that much scalable. If you mean, for example, here you can see that to incorporate the SRLS, it takes up to 3,000 euros. Okay. And from the accounting perspective, bookkeeping and other things, it's a similar to the SRL. And the capital required is, you can even start with 10 euros. I would say here they mentioned 1 euro. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, as low as you can start with 1 euro. And limited production. And SRL is S means, for example, you invested money, you something happened, you lost some, you have to pay some debts. Let's say
It's more like
you have to pay.
insurance, is it?
Yeah, it's a kind of, yeah, yeah.
Insurance from government.
Mm,
No?
I wouldn't say that. It's not insurance. I would say that, for example, I went to the bank to get the loan. Okay, I
Okay.
couldn't able to. I couldn't able to, if I couldn't, in case if I couldn't able to pay back that loan, my personal assets would be attached. In case of SRLS,
Okay.
that's the main difference. In case of SRL, it's like, okay, company took the loan, company has to pay. If something happens, you will declare bankruptcy, and that's it.
Got it.
Yeah, that is the main difference. And SRL, for to start an SRL company, under you must have two people, two directors. Otherwise, it will be considered as SRL unipersonale. SRL, one person company. If there is only in case of one director, it will become SRL unipersonale,
Okay.
single person company. Okay, it is a still private limited company, but since there is only one director, it is called as SRL, one person company. Okay, everywhere it will be it will be shown to the investors.
Yeah.
Still, that's not good thing. If you have huge capital, then you can go for SRL unipersonale. Otherwise, I would say that you can go for, let's say, a couple of directors, and you can decide. Even you can also give at least 0.5% or 1% equity to your family members, and you can form a company. So that is, this setup is very suitable for who wants to grow in other markets as well. And it's gonna cost roughly from 4,000 euros to 8,000 euros. And the total investment is needed around 10,000. 10,000 is the capital to start this company. But still, okay, they are saying 10,000 euros. In case of one person company, you have to deposit 10,000 euros in one go. Otherwise, if you have two directors, in case of two directors, you can pay initial deposit of 25%. That means 2,500. Like that,
Okay.
you have to arrive until you reach till you reach 10,000 k, sorry, 10,000 euros. Okay. And like we have discussed, this is fully limited liability. You don't have any your personal assets will not be attached to in case of any bankruptcy. And from the investor's point of view, and for hiring, for client relations, it's more valued.
Okay.
Yes. So these are the documents which are essential to start incorporate the startup or business. Let's say it's called. These are the documents which are necessary for who are living in Italy and who are living outside of Italy. Okay. So the first thing is the things. In my case, I have identity card, but I have Indian passport. That's fine, perfectly fine. But identity card is from the local end, and I have my tax code. I have been since I have been living here. I have the proof of address, and I registered my office at my home. So yeah, I'm fully covered from this perspective. For those who are living outside of Italy, they have to submit their passport copy, and they have to obtain the codice fiscale. This is the tax code. Okay, this code will be, I would say, the company formation incorporation consultants would help to get this one from the Agencia dell'Entrate. Agencia dell'Entrate means it's a revenue office of Italy. They will allocate this code to the person.
Okay. How much time it will take, and will it be the completely online process?
Yeah, it's a completely online process. Agencies will help to obtain one. And like we have discussed, there are legal consultants and legal advisors, right? They will help you with this company statutes and shareholder and director details and
So
registered office address. What?
even when I'm not going to stay in Italy, I still need to take this.
Yeah, you have to. If you want to do something in Italy, then it's mandatory. This codice fiscale is mandatory for everybody. For everybody,
Okay.
everyone holds one codice fiscale, because through this codice fiscale tax code, they can access all your details. I would say you will be monitored, literally. Yeah. And for the registered office address, you can like you can contact with this virtual office providers. They will help you to obtain this thing. And in case of those who are already having business abroad and they want to open a branch, in that case they have to submit the parent company documentation to start the process.
Okay.
And basically these are the main things. This is the financial snapshot. I mean, how much capital you need, initial capital you need, and also operating cost will be there, right, once you started the company. And this is a little snapshot of that thing. For the partita iva, it would cost around 10 to 1k to 2k, and for srls it will be 1.5 to 3, and for srl it's 4 to 8k.
See, that
And
is the initial cost you
initial cost,
spend,
yeah.
and that's it. That's done. It's not annually you have to pay, keep
No, no, no,
maintaining.
no,
But
nothing.
that, okay.
Exactly. On top of that, you have the operating cost. These are the fixed cost to establish a company. And after that, every month you will go through, for the accountant, you have to pay some money. Okay. For the bookkeeping and also some software services or tools you are gonna license to do the business, and also for the virtual office. Okay, and moreover, there are a lot of services which are available in the market, but you have to be very careful. You have to check the history of those consultants who are providing the services for the lower price, because some people might be good at how to say incorporation. Then post incorporation services they couldn't able to give you the best service. So before selecting legal consultants, just verify their track record online. That would be the best thing.
Okay. So on we can depend on online reviews, is it?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Okay.
And also for these services in these days, there are a lot of startups, innovative startups who are providing services. They are really good. I would say Fido Commercialista for accounting purposes, and also they have legal consultants, and yeah, They are really good. I'm taking services from the Fido Comercialista. They're literally good.
And these guys cover the HR related operations as well.
Yeah, too. They cover these two, and also whoever wants to cover, and also we also have a service for this thing, and we have collaborated with the local accountants. So yeah, they cover everything.
That's good. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, total monthly roughly the cost would be, I would say, it's not, let's say, thousand for the, I can say you can keep the higher limit, upper limit for that, but it would be around 5 to 600, I would say.
Okay.
Okay, like you have asked me in the beginning, this is the time period which takes to establish, incorporate the company in case of local founders and the founders who wants to start their work in remote. For the local founders, it would be roughly 3 weeks, and also it depends on the contacts which you have. Sometimes if you get an appointment through your known network, then it will be very easy. It will be less than 3 weeks also. For the international founders, there is no way, they have to go through all the process. So it's say that 6 weeks. It's around, let's say, they can keep the buffer of one or two more weeks too.
Okay.
So here in Italy, it's, I would say, they take more time to process.
Also, what is the holiday season? I think one of the month they don't work at
Oh, holiday seasons are right. Starting from the July last week and whole August. In this period, do not expect anything. Just if you apply before July, you can get the answers by mid October, let's say.
all. Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
And also during the Christmas period also. So if you apply in the mid of by the mid of December, then you can expect an answer by the mid of Feb, I'd say. Yeah, and after incorporation, it's we have to keep in mind that yeah, there are two types of taxes, which are ERIS and ERAP. ERIS and ERAP are variant. These are the corporate income tax and VAT reporting. Okay, these are the things which we have to keep in mind, and we have to respect the deadlines. Otherwise, they will impose penalties in case of failing to pay on time. These things. It happened with me, so I know very well. In the beginning, I thought, okay, I was chill. I mean, nothing is gonna happen. We can pay, okay, even after a week
But can
after
you
crossing the
advise
deadline.
them? Like, can they give leverage sometimes when you write to them that the reasoning why you are.
Yeah, yeah, of course they will give. Not all the time. I would say, like, it's very important to respect these deadlines. Otherwise, it will affect your history, because one line, because for example, if you if you want to increase your client base, they will ask your, how to say, trimestrale. Every quarterly they will ask some report.
It's similar to the income tax report.
uh,
Individual.
it's a kind of, yeah, it's
Okay.
a kind of thing, not income tax thing, but this report states that you don't have any bad remarks, let's say.
Okay.
So this will help you to increase your client base, and some people will ask deliberately, will they mention, okay, get this certificate from so and so local office to be qualified for, let's say, what we call gara. We call it as gara, but tenders, sorry, yeah, I forgot the name. Yeah, it's tender. So compliances are very important. And also before going to the hiring things, we have to keep in mind that local laws are very strict, and that is, we call it as CCNL. CCNL is the regulator, contract regulator, and whatever contracts you do employment contracts, you have to respect the CCNL, and these things were handled by the commercialista or work consultants. They will help you to select suitable CCNL contract to hire a person or to hire an employee. I think it's better for the remote founders. I would say that it's better to collaborate with the freelancers so that you don't need to go through all these things, because once you hire an employee, you have to pay, you are going to pay the salary obviously, and also you have to contribute to the social security and workplace insurance, and so on. So these are the pain points for the first time startups and first time entrepreneurs. So I would say it's better to go with the freelancers.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say that's it, Rohini.
Lot of red flags I can see.
Yeah, a lot of red flags. Yeah, there are. And
Yeah.
for example, based you have selected a right activity code, then you have to select the right structure as well, right? Whether either it is Partita IVA or SRLS and SRL. These things, because compliance is very depends on the what kind of setup you choose.
Okay, I understand the red flags. I understand the whole Europe is having its own documentation systems,
Right.
but why does someone needs to come and register in, like, what situation they have to register in Italy, especially someone from outside Italy? Like, if I have client in Europe or in
Okay.
Italy, can I
Mhm.
still run? I mean, can I still get the clients from having an outside company, or is it really important to have a company registered there?
I would say that before, I don't know. Before it was easy to do the business with Europe. After recently, I came across these kind of things in Italy. Not only Italy, Italy is asking that um, you must have to hire people here, and you must have a company here if you wanna do the business. Some companies are deliberately asking, I mean some clients, let's say, if
Okay,
you don't have company inside the Europe, then no, hell no. And also they're also asking for the workforce should be present in Italy or in Europe.
okay. And you
And
also mentioned tenders, right? Does
yeah, 10 days,
to
right.
put those tenders, you
Hmm.
should have registered company, or you can, like in Europe or outside overseas companies also can put those tenders.
Yeah, definitely they can.
So
Outside
overseas
companies
companies, okay, but the possibility of success might vary.
might vary, of course. Local competition, right? Local contacts, local network would help to you to get the tender, basically qualify for the tender.
Okay,
And
sounds
also
good.
there is this thing, right? Italy is a traditional country. I mean, they give more respect to their language, they own it basically, and on top of that, language is a barrier.
Mm,
Language barrier is there,
mm,
because if you know Italian, you can communicate with them freely without any how to say, without any difficulties.
mm. And
Otherwise,
misunderstandings.
it will create some inconvenience for both. I mean, for the Italians, local people, at the same time as the remote founder. But now it's getting reduced. But still, it's there. It's there.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of things are there, Rohini. Not such an easy task.
Yeah,
But
yeah, of course. I
not
mean,
not at
if
all.
you, especially manufacturing, fashion, these industries, they still
Mhm.
do a lot of business there. So for them, it might be more useful than SaaS-based tech companies.
Right.
I feel for them to get the luxury goods, they can still operate within the Europe or still operate within Italy, especially
You're
if they
right.
go there.
You are right. You are right, Rohini.
Okay, we are perfectly on time. Is there any
Mhm.
closing You have.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The final closing thing is the apart from okay incorporating company and doing business, everything is okay. Okay, it can be done in either way. It's gonna take more time if you live in remote location. If you live in Italy, it takes you less time. It takes to establish a company in less than a month. But the main thing is, without local network, it's impossible to scale. If you want to scale inside Italy, then you must have local networks, local contacts.
How do
Otherwise,
you get
if
into
you
those
are aiming,
local networks? Sorry.
uh, for example, there are a lot of small and medium scale enterprises. Italy is hub for family businesses, right? And what I have experienced so far is they rely on their known network. For example, if there is a let's take an example, there is a company, family owned business, let's say. Okay,
Okay.
they are having their distributors, their suppliers or service providers, whatever, whoever they are. If they want any new thing, first they will approach them.
Mm.
If they don't get the services they are looking for, then they go out.
Yeah.
So that's very important to build relationship with the local service providers. I mean, with the competitors, you would say you cannot survive in the competition, right?
Yeah, I think that is there in every country, but most
Every country,
European countries are a bit conservative in that angle. So having
right,
strong relationships helps, um, better to get the deal or close the deal.
right, exactly. And I would say if anybody wants to start business in Italy, I would say at least let's pick up some Italian. That would help them.
Yeah,
That would help them
absolutely.
to build relationship with the client at the end.
Yeah. Is there, like, other than Schengen visa, is there any, like in Germany you can come for a year and explore, and then go back? So yeah, we did talk about the startup visa kind of, but that
Right.
has like a lot of money attached to it. Is there any other visas which would give you access to come and explore the market?
I would say, as far as my knowledge, there are no such kind of there are no such kind,
They just
Rohini.
have to come on Schengen and then 90 days they'll have
Yeah,
90 days to explore.
yeah, that's the only thing.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Ashok. Thank you.
and yeah, thank you so much for the invite, and I'm happy to contribute.
Yeah, thank you.